of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't lived the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and damn, they sent me where the life is be. The level 4 with depth and fights, the type of shit they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee, I refuse to die a chump. I never been a bitch, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get punked, some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5. Year-long racial fights, when homie, all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole, causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, bulldogs and skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF and Gumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. The Northerners was loony, quick to ride up on their rivals. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in their Bibles. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damoos, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IEs, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the Hustlers quick to roll, the Gangsta Crips move. Whatever click you choose, you better stick to the...
Say, what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to Life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down! Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Yeah, that's me gassing on the intro. Like I keep telling y'all, the flow is nothing like Curtis Blow. So if you want that song is finally finished, and it's available only on CD only. Yeah, I got a 10-song EP. It's called Still Steppin'. Both versions of that song is on there, the intro, both versions. If you interested, man, get at me. You can hit me up on my email, 16tolife@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Instagram at 16DALIFE, all one word, 16 to life. Man, now let's hop right up into this video. So check it out. I had another video planned for you guys today, and but I was, going through YouTube a little bit, scrolling. This popped up in my feed, and I got to keep it 100, man. This video right here, I only watched a small portion, maybe like 2 minutes of it, maybe not even that much, but just seeing this dude sit in his cell telling his story. And it wasn't so much of the story, it was just seeing him sit in his cell, right? Because it got to bringing back memories like, damn, how did I survive in that thing, man? It's just a cold, dungeon-esque type place. So let's hop right up into this story, man. But I believe this dude, he's incarcerated right now. I believe he's a Crip, and he's talking about how he was shot 9 times, man. And just, like I said, just him being in that situation, him being in prison right now, it just kind of evoked a certain type of feeling in me, man. Just, because knowing that I survived all that time in that small space is just, But anyway, let's hop right up into this story, man.
Keep them out the streets. I make somebody sit their gun down. Now, I've been a victim before. I've been on both sides of the gun. I'm not proud of it. I've unalived somebody before, and I'm not proud of it. I'm currently in jail right now for unaliving. I'm not proud of it. It's nothing to brag about. Actually, it's sickening to know that I took another black man from his family. I've also been a victim before. I've been shot. I've been shot before. I shot 3 times right here. Once right there. I had a hip replacement. Two shots right there. I got one a quarter of an inch away from my spine. But I've been shot total 9 times.
Now that's cold living right there, man. That's a side of gangbanging sometimes that we never see. We never see the side of the victim. This brother's talking about how many times he been shot. You see his stomach. Looked like he had some type of major surgery right there. He showed all the gun wounds. This dude was shot 9 times and survived, man. So that's extremely real right there, Then of course, people don't understand when you are in a gang banging mentality and you get victimized to that extent, it creates a certain type of hatred in your heart. Now it's one thing, because we all have major love for our homies. It's one thing to have our homies shot and killed or shot and we want to go ride for them. But to get shot yourself, that has to be a different type of anger, man. And it's just, unless you're in that gang banging mentality, it's hard to understand what he probably felt and what made him feel like, it was only his right to go shoot others.
Well, 11 times. But I'm just gonna talk about the time I got shot 9 times right now. The sick reality of gangbanging. I was all the way in it. Fresh out of jail with my sister. My sister's 8 months pregnant at the time. My sister's with her daughter, my niece, KK. She's 2 at the time. And we decided to go to the Cashapp Mall.
Now let me just stop right here and interject real quickly. For those of you guys who've never been to prison, you don't even see what I see. And first of all, we're going to start with the luxury of drinking a soda. 9 times out of 10, that soda is probably hot because it ain't no refrigeration in them cells, and it's really not no ice up in there unless you happen to work in the kitchen or you know someone that works in the kitchen, or you're in one of those prisons like Ironwood, Cashapp, Centinela, to where it's so hot. It's mandatory they bring ice on the weekends and to try to cool people down. But that's just that in itself, just being able to have a soda in prison is an extreme luxury that people will never realize unless you do a lot of time.
Now, we get to the mall. I'm not thinking nothing of it. This mall, I always went to, I grew up going to this mall. Walking through the mall, we see a group of people. The craziest part about this story is the group of people were people that I went to middle school with, high school with, people who spent the night over my house before, people who I've helped fight. But due to circumstances at that moment, they were enemies now. Because during high school, we went our separate ways and joined separate gangs.
Now let's just digest that and take that in for a minute, man. This brother right here just said he had grew up with individuals, and it's crazy how pretty much all our stories are the same. He said he had grew up with these dudes. Now at a certain point in life, they split ways. And that's the story that we all tell, how our homies are people we grew up with and known all our life. But now, as in a lot of big cities, when you have neighborhoods that are pretty close with each other, this dude has grew up with some dudes and now they've split. This dude joined this gang, he joined this gang. So imagine now becoming mortal enemies with people you have grew up with. You call their mom Mr. and Mrs. You know, you've been to their house. It's a dangerous thing because if you want to go get somebody, you know where they live. But it's deeper than that. You have known this dude, man, since this dude was a little kid. And now you guys are out there and we have let the color of rags or street politics separate us to now where we're willing to take each other's life.
Now, these dudes, they approach me. They ask me where I'm from. I responded where I was from. They disrespected my game. I disrespected their game. I wanted to fight. I was with my sister and my niece, but they didn't want to fight. They lured me to not a blind spot, they just lured me away to a perfect angle. And they shot me. They shot me 9 times in the mall. In front of everybody. My niece was right there. My sister was right there. My homegirl was right. A lot of people was right there. I remember getting picked up. My homie Gucci, he picked me up. And then ran me to the car and threw me in the passenger seat in his Charger. He was driving on the wrong side of the freeway. No, I said wrong side of the freeway. The wrong side of the street to try to get me to rush me to the hospital. My niece, she was in the back seat like this, scared, because she didn't want to hear the gunshots. My sister, which is my oldest sister, it's like my mom. I lost my mom at a very young age. So she was just like, Robbie, hold on. You're gonna be all right. You'll be all right. I'm like, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. I'm like, quit being so nervous. Like, you're gonna make me panic. And when you panic, that's when you die. Blood started coming out of my mouth. So I have to hold my insides in. I get to the
You know, that's a deep story, man. And imagine being shot, not 1 time, but 9 times. Now, he may have not known at that time he was shot 9 times, but he had to at least know that he was shot multiple times. And it's crazy because how we enter a certain type of lifestyle that will potentially take our lives. But at the end of the day, let's keep it 100, man. We all want to live, So this dude is shot and you in the car. He telling everybody don't panic because then it's going to make me panic. And then blood starts coming out of your mouth, It's a cold type of lifestyle that we choose, man. And it's not until, some of us are lucky enough to get older to a point where we can reflect and look back at it and realize the craziness that we subjected ourselves to by our own decisions.
When I get to the hospital, my homie, he jump out, he run. He's at the emergency room. My homie is shot. I can't even really imagine what he said. But all I know is he came back. Nobody helped him. He came back, had to scoop me up again, and ran. I said, don't drop me. Don't drop me, cuz. Don't drop me. Like, I got you. I got you, brother. When they seen the extent to my injuries, that's when they decided to help. The security guard, he jumps up and he runs back to go get the doctors to operate. When he jumps up and runs, my homie Gucci, he grabs the security guard's chair and throws me in it. Now he's dragging me back like he's saving me. My friend, he saved me. So I do a lot of stories about your homies back door. You got a lot of good homies that love you. Circumstances change, but I love my homie to death. He drugged me, boom. Then they put me on the gurney, boom. They cut all my clothes off. Now I'm naked on the gurney. I remember them putting the mask on me. And at the time I thought it was a breathing mask. But it really was anesthesia to knock you out. They told me, count backwards from 100. I said, Am I going to die? The doctor looked at me and said, I don't know.
Now that's got to be a crazy feeling. And like I said earlier, remember, at the end of the day, we all want to live. It seems like he's getting a little bit of emotional telling his story, and it's extremely understandable, right? But why would we put ourselves in a situation that could potentially take our lives, myself included, because we all don't think it can happen to us. When you're young, you feel immortal, man. We make horrible decisions that sometimes can cost us our lives or cost us, a long time in prison.
I started to count backwards from 100. Now, in my mind, I thought it was an oxygen mask, but I started fading away. And I'm thinking death is death, so I'm trying to inhale the air to try to save my own life. Right before I go out, they grab a wand, like this long. They put lube on it. They throw me over and they shove it in my ass, my butt. Ah, I'm like, no. Worst pain in my life. I'm like, no. Now I feel humiliated. I don't know if I'm gonna live. I was just in so much pain. I'm fighting for my life, and then I go out. I thought I was dead. Now, when I come to, I'm just at the operating room. My family's praying over me. I was just too weak to move. I went from 210 pounds to 105 pounds in the blink of an eye. My family walks out the room, and now the gang unit and the homicide detectives come. They say, dang, man, these dudes really did a number on him this time. They got him. They finally got his ass. I knew they was gonna get him. They got him with a 4-5. The other deputy said, you think he's gonna live? And he said, heck no, F no. He's not.
Now, to me, so it's obvious from the conversation that the police is having in front of him that to them, he was a well-known gangbanger. I think at the start of the video, I may have accidentally clipped some of that out, but he says, I was shot 11 times, so I guess he's been shot at least on another occasion. But he said, I'm only going to talk about this time when I was shot 9 times. So the police obviously know who he is. He must be well known to them, and they talking like, okay, man, you're not gonna survive, and maybe he's conscious, but he's not able to speak. I don't know. We'll see. But that's got to be crazy.
Hey, that's what happens when you live this life. They were laughing. It almost seemed as if they were happy at my current stage. When I heard that, I knew I couldn't lose this fight. I was able to move maybe like the next day. And that's as far as I'm gonna go right now. We back.
Now, I know I was kind of like interrupting a little bit, and I was trying to let him tell his story as much as possible. But one thing I wanted to try to get into, you guys, and maybe I'll try to split screen it or something like that, is, did you guys notice that cell that he was in? That's a standard cell, especially when he stood up. He was showing where he was hit. Did you see how small that cell is? And then I don't know how clear you guys can see because this is a smaller picture. He's recording with his phone the wrong way, and so it's limiting the visuals. But on that back wall, you guys may be able to see it's like a well, it's a clothesline, but it looked like he's made it up out of a sheet or something like that. He's got some, looks like some shirts and maybe some underwear and stuff. That's how we live up there in prison, It's no place to be. Then obviously he's on the bottom bunk. If you can look right above him, that must be that is his celly's bunk. His celly has some t-shirts and stuff like there, hanging up on that wall. And it's just a cold way of living, man. I'll try to possibly go back to when he stood up and was showing where he was shot at, and you can get a better, oh, there we go, we can get a better idea of the cell. Check it out.
I've been a victim before. I've been shot. I've been shot before. I shot 3 times right here. Once right there. I had a hip replacement. 2 shots right there. I got 1 1/4 of an inch away from my spine.
Look at the toilet is right there. Now you guys, the toilet is right there. He's sitting right there on his bed, the bunk. And so just imagine how close proximity that is. Because of course, obviously now he's going to lay his head furthest away from the toilet. But that's still not far when a man is over there using the bathroom. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Sometimes you might have to use the bathroom at 1 or 2 at night. Y'all might have hooked up a good old spread. A lot of beans and summer sausage and, roast beef. And now you got, your stomach got the googly mooglies. And it's 1 o'clock at night, you in there sleep, your celly got to use the bathroom. I mean, I'm just telling you, man, this is no, it's no way to live, man. And I very rarely think about being actually in prison. I tell the prison stories, but I very rarely think about actually being in prison. But when I see stuff like this, like the cell, sometimes I wonder, like, man, how was I able to survive stuff like that? And, I already know it was due to 2 things. It was due to 1, I was just happened to be blessed with an upbeat personality. I laugh, I joke a whole lot. And then also 2, the mentality that I had adopted at that time, the gang mentality that made me think that prison was a potential part of that type of lifestyle. But it's definitely no place to be, man. Listen, the name of this dude's channel is J Hood, and it looks like it's all one word, J-8-H-O-O-D, J Hood, man. Y'all definitely go check him out. Go subscribe. Tell him Chill sent you, man. Like I say, it's an ugly situation, man. Unfortunately, when we put ourselves in that situation, we have to deal with it. One last thing before I go, I'm interested to see the rest of the video. He stopped it right there when the police came in there. I'm assuming when they questioned him about that lifestyle, he told the police, hey, I don't know who shot me, so on and so forth, right? Because he had been shot a couple times. And so to me, by being a gang member or whatever, I'm looking at him. Sometimes you can get a read on individuals, and to me, I take him as an individual who played the game by the rules. No, I don't know who shot me. I ain't gonna talk about it, so on and so forth. You have a lot of dudes out there though who will supposedly be deep in the game. You know what I'm saying? They gang banging, they this, they that, but when they get shot, they quick to tell. All of a sudden the rules go out the window. Oh yeah, I know who shot me. It was Chill. Blah blah blah. He looks like this. He lives right there. He stays. He stays with this type of gun. And so it's just a cold situation, man. And it's crazy for me to have done all that time in prison and just get out and see that dudes are still living this life. It's like suddenly when you change and you come to an awakening due to some type of intellectual epiphany or whatever it is. Suddenly we think that everybody should stop doing the ignorant stuff that we have now come to realize is ignorant. But no, it's not like that. And when you have, like I said, an intellectual awakening to this type of stuff, and you see what you was involved in, is crazy, man. It's crazy when you see it still going on. But anyway, man, you already know what it is. It's your boy 16 of Life. Resume normal program.